Welcome, traveler. You've no-clipped straight through reality and once more found yourself deep in the dangerous land of the back rooms. Today, your explorations take you to level 37, commonly known as the pool rooms. All things considered, you really could have done worse than to end up here. Much, much worse. This level seems to consist of an infinite span of interconnected rooms all covered in white tile, reminiscent of that which you can find in many public pools. The fact that this level is also covered in a seemingly endless supply of lukewarm aquamarine water is what led to the first explorers nicknaming level 37 the pool rooms. The architecture here runs the gamut. From long straight hallways to massive wide open rooms. There are even stairs which lead both up and down to, you guessed it, more pool-like rooms. The architecture varies, but the entire floor layout is always pristine and orderly. This is a neat freak's dream come true. Also, every single inch of the pool room is covered in varying depths of clear aquamarine water. Whatever this strange place's true purpose is, it's clearly not meant to be anything remotely like an actual pool. In fact, the architecture itself makes no sense if this place was designed as a pool. You can expect to run across plenty of pillars that rise up into the white tiled ceiling above you in seemingly random places, which makes it unlikely that they're serving any form of actual structural support. Whatever keeps the roof over your head from collapsing, it is not the architecture of the place. The deep pools one can encounter also seem to not be designed with humans in mind, as often there are no ledges where one would expect, so they could climb in and out of large pools of deep water. Lighting itself resembles something closer to one of the first iterations of the Unreal Engine, often shining out in strange angles that make no sense. Also, light sources don't seem to be present. The light simply is. This chaotic lighting scheme leaves many parts of the pool rooms cast in darkness. Stairs seem to descend down into the watery depths, which while clear can be dark either due to the extreme depth or because of the chaotic lighting. This gives the impression that these levels weren't always flooded. After all, why would stairs exist if they only led into deep pools of water? Other times, though, you might encounter deep tunnels that go straight down into the unknown depths. Much like with cave diving, it's highly recommended that you don't attempt to explore these areas without proper equipment and a lot of training. There's simply no telling what lurks below, and the terrain has never been properly mapped out. If you get stuck in a twisting, watery maze, nobody's coming to get you or refill your oxygen canister. The water contains other mysteries as well, though. No matter where in the pool rooms you travel, the water stays consistently a very pleasant lukewarm. Water temperature seems to be completely unaffected by location, lighting, or even depth. Even the deepest shaft of water, which should get rapidly chillier and chillier, remains lukewarm all the way to its mysterious depths. Chemical analysis by field teams have also discovered that the water itself contains a high concentration of Epsom salt, or magnesium sulfate. This is the same type of soothing muscle relaxant you might pour into a bath here on this side of the back rooms. It helps soothe sore and tired muscles as well as headaches. But the water in the pool rooms is more relaxing than normal, as additional unidentified compounds have been discovered in it which are hypothesized to add to the relaxation effect of the pool room's water. These strange waters don't just soothe sore muscles and tired minds, they can even numb away the pain of injuries or chronic illness, as long as one remains soaked in the healing waters. The water in the pool room seems to be a constant state of gentle rippling, which in particularly large rooms can be rather hypnotic and even add to the soothing relaxation effect of the mysterious water. Yet, there are no breezes inside the pool rooms, and to date, no seismic activity has ever been detected. This leaves the source of the gentle rippling motion, like one might find on a calm day in a backyard pool, a mystery to explorers. Some have theorized that the pool rooms are vast enough to actually have a natural tidal effect, though this would require a transient source of gravity somewhere above, below, or around the pool rooms themselves to gently tug on the water, much like our moon creates tides here on Earth. Perhaps the mass of the backroom levels directly before and after the pool rooms act like said gravity source, which would imply that the backrooms are still subject at some level to the basic laws of physics, despite blatant violations of said laws observed on other levels. Another theory is that the pool rooms are a sealed environment, and such a large mass, like perhaps a large moon, does in fact exist somewhere in orbit above whatever terrestrial body, if any exists, that the pool rooms are built on. It's also very possible that the pool rooms aren't sealed off at all to the rest of the world, as they are so vast nobody has had the time to fully map them out yet. Then again, the rippling might simply be an inherent component of the pool rooms themselves, existing without explanation other than it simply adds to the soothing relaxation effect that the mysterious water seems to have on visitors. Your sense of hearing might not work as you're used to here in the pool rooms, and you should be prepared. Sound is subject to very weird effects on level 37 and seems to drop off rather quickly, producing no echo or very little when one would be expected. If traveling here with friends, you might find that you have to remain rather close together in order to still hear each other, as even a distance of a few dozen feet is enough in some locations to make normal conversational voices too muted to hear. It's believed that the water itself is acting as some sort of sound dampening force, and once more this might be part of the water's apparent purpose, which may be to project a peaceful, calming atmosphere. However, the reverse can also be true here, and sound might be much louder than you expect. In rare places inside the pool rooms, you might stumble into areas where the gently rippling water becomes loud and cacophonous, to the point that not even yelling will allow for effective communication. The water itself is unchanged, and instead it seems to be that the gently rippling sound of the water is what becomes greatly magnified, drowning out all other sound. Research is ongoing as to what causes both of these strange phenomenons, though it's theorized that the effect might actually stem from the visiting wanderers themselves, with those living more troubled, tumultuous lives somehow projecting that chaotic energy into the water around them and causing it to become very loud. While you may have come to expect many dangerous entities in the back rooms and probably came prepared, you can relax your guard here, as there's yet to be any hostile entity recorded inhabiting the pool rooms. This is not to say that none exist, simply that even after years of exploration, none have been discovered yet. As of now, the pool rooms are marked as safe, with no hostile entities, though it should be remembered that exploration is ongoing, and the level may simply be so large that the probability of running into any entity is close to zero. Also, one should be wary of the areas of deep water. Hostile entities could very well lurk into the depths of level 37, and simply have evaded discovery by virtue that very few wanderers who visit have ever had the equipment necessary to brave the depths. Deep water here, however, possesses another serious hazard. While the vast majority of the water in the pool rooms is perfectly safe and even drinkable if one wishes, though it does have a bit of a weird taste, one shouldn't be lulled into complacency by the appearance of the pool rooms to an actual pool. Unlike a real pool, level 37 is not treated with bacteria and fungi destroying chlorine, which means that microorganisms are free to grow here. Strangely, despite the travels of wanderers through pool rooms, who no doubt bring plenty of visiting germs of their own, it seems as if no microorganisms from outside of the pool rooms are capable of colonizing these vast bodies of water. However, a native bacterium known as the Hydrolytis plague is known to thrive in the deep dark waters and is a serious hazard to visitors. Ingestion is primarily via airborne ingestion of the bacterium, which seems to point at a bacterium which has multiple life stages or an unknown means of becoming airborne. However, a wanderer can also become infected by drinking waters containing the bacterium. Once infected, an individual can easily infect others via coughing, sneezing, or even simply exhaling large quantities of the airborne bacteria from inside their lungs. Thankfully, the disease is not particularly deadly unless one already has a weakened immune system. However, those who fall ill can expect to experience fatigue, high fever, severe joint and muscle pain, and delirium for those with very bad infections, combining mental confusion with both audio and visual hallucination. Level 37 is simply not suitable for habitation, and thus spread of the disease by wanderers to others is not a major concern. The lack of suitable building materials or even dry areas and the random architecture and ever-present moisture is simply not conducive to the establishment of any kind of outpost. The pool rooms also seem to lack any resources worth exploiting, other than vast amounts of drinkable water, which should be treated for hydrolytis plague. A recovered note by S.R. Cunningham expresses his belief that the pool rooms are not a physical place at all, but rather a construct of one's own mind. As a wanderer moves through the pool rooms, additional rooms are created in the direction of their travel and often reflect the state of one's emotions. This means that technically the pool rooms are both infinite and not, as if one aimlessly wanders, they could very well wander for eternity, or at least until their food lasts. However, perhaps if one were to have enough mental control, they could force a hard end to the seemingly infinite pool rooms. What one might discover there is unknown, and it simply might be an exit that leads to an even deeper and as yet unexplored corner of the back rooms. The pool rooms have multiple entrances and exits. Exploring underwater in level 7, thalassophobia can perhaps unsurprisingly lead one into the pool rooms. Following the creaking stairways down in level -132 can also lead one to the pool rooms, and that might be a relief, given the inherent dangers of level -132. Tunnels in level 67, which resemble an abandoned indoor water park, can also lead directly to level 37, and the transition is so seamless that most visitors don't realize it initially. Pools, especially those lined with tile, can also be no-clipped in the reality warping level 997, to lead one straight to the pool rooms. Level 30, a massive building consisting of interconnected pools, can also lead to the pool rooms, though only through the Quayor and Haumea areas of the level. Interestingly, the Hydrolytis plague is also present in level 30. Alternatively, one might also find multiple exits in level 37. The most common exit is an exit to level 37.1, which can happen seamlessly for a traveler who isn't paying attention and exploring the darker areas of level 37. 37.1 is significantly more hazardous than level 37, which seems to have no hazards other than the infection by Hydrolytis plague and the danger of drowning if exploring too deep below the water. This level is dark and dimly lit, again by unknown light sources, which seem to shine through cracks and holes in the wall. Other areas, however, are pitch black, and the water here is much darker, murkier, deep green-blue. Unlike level 37, 37.1 does contain a native population of facelings, which vary in hostility. The environment here is also very confusing and disorienting, and follows a non-Euclidean nature. It is not recommended one explore level 37.1 alone or for very long, as even if they did, recording devices seem to simply not work here, and any discoveries made are likely to be lost or forgotten. Submerging oneself into the waters of level 37 can rarely cause one to re-emerge inside pools of level -33 and -34. Level -33 resembles a massive hotel that's filled with indoor pools, and the water here might be extracted or fed directly from level 37, as wanderers report it has healing properties. These properties, however, are greatly enhanced, and a dip in these pools can even cure extreme cases of mental illness such as insanity. Level -34, however, is far more dangerous and consists of 3 different zones. Zone 1 is considered safe and secure and contains large crystal-clear pools, though unlike 37, the water here is treated with chlorine and other chemicals to keep it clean and free of microorganisms. Zone 2 instead has large pools of greenish water, and the ambient light is much darker. Dampness and mold pervades the walls of this area, and the water should be avoided at all costs. Numerous entities also spawn and wander through. Entering through a black iron door in Zone 2 can lead to Zone 3. This area is pitch black and full of brackish water. The zone is also infested with various entities, and it's extremely recommended that one avoid it at all costs. Occasionally, wandering down the long hallways of the pool rooms, however, can lead to one accidentally traveling into one of the shower blocks of level 4242. This level is a labyrinthine mess of tiled halls and public showers, and is considered a moderate risk for explorers. Lastly, just like entering submerged areas in level 67 and level -132 can lead to level 37, entering submerged areas of level 37 can also lead back to both levels. Now go check out how to beat the Backrooms levels 0 through 2, or click this other video instead.